Welcome to RealmCast, Season 2, Episode 3. I'm your Game Master, Barnox, and this episode of RealmCast is going to focus on our new game-changing feature that's just about to be released called Functional Pets. Joining me are Sriracha,
Hello,
Buff, and Willem.
Hey guys.
We're going to go right into gaming updates right now because we just released a hotfix on Tuesday, and Buff is here to tell us a little bit more about it. Game update.
So we wanted to address the recent hotfix that we released on Tuesday, which we bound all the items in the game. This was a temporary stopgap to prevent duping while we worked on a long-term solution for duping. At the same time, we turned all the Tier 14 items and other items that came with the Lair of Draconis layer into useless items. We did this because those items, not only were they not meant to be released, but they were not ready to be released. They hadn't been QA'd, they hadn't gone through testing, they were not actually done. And so they were going to have a very negative impact on the actual gameplay. At the same time, we also understand that by making everything soulbound, it was going to have an impact on the player economy because obviously you guys were not going to be able to trade. This is temporary. We just want to reemphasize that we are only temporarily soulbinding everything until we get the long-term duping fix in. We understand that this is going to have a short-term negative impact on the player economy, but long-term, this will help your economy because it's not going to be flooded by items and to the extent that it would have been if we waited until we made a permanent release. And then we also just wanted to address the reason it took so long for us to get this hotfix out. The reason there was the delay in getting it out was we had to make sure that it would work with the new pets feature. We didn't want to prolong the delay of the pets feature by having to release the hotfix and making you guys wait a few more months for a major feature. Pets literally is around the corner, and we wanted to make sure that it stayed around the corner because we know that you guys really want new content. And so it took a few more days than it normally should have, but it allowed us to ensure that Pets is still going to be released in a very timely manner.
Awesome. Thank you all for your patience as well. Community news. Moving right along, we're going into community updates. We had a pretty fun event last week. It was the lore community event. And sir, will you please explain just everything we always wanted to know about this?
Yeah, guys, we had the Lore of the Mad God contest going on, and that was really cool. It was really nice to see all the creative minds out there in the realm, out there writing their little hearts out. So just to go over the winners real quick for this contest, we had Mr. Hot Dog, who actually placed first as voted by you, the players, on the forums, with his story, The Tale of Septavius. Bopadop coming in second with Night Lore. You Are My Habit coming in third with Drowned into a New World. Unknown Storyteller with his story Wizard, and he placed fourth. And finally in fifth place, Pentagraph with his untitled story. And a lot of these were really cool.
I read through these, and I couldn't even, it was amazing. Some of them were very dark, but in a really cool...
You guys really tore it up. So these guys, they each got a really cool prize, and first place got a ring of their choice. Second place got a ability of their choice, and the other prizes that were there too. So good job on that, guys.
Nice.
You guys did some got some cool stuff and wrote some really cool stories. So congratulations to all you guys who won.
The Night Run.
Ah, yes, the Night Run. That was a lot of fun because for me, I'm more keen to the cloth classes and the range, DPS and whatnot. So it was really different for me as a gamer to go on and try one of the more close range melee classes, but it was a lot of fun. Really, we went in there and we killed it. Every time.
I'd say so.
Yeah. So Wednesday we got all the knights together, met up in a few servers, and
yeah, it was. So there's a few videos. If you watch this on YouTube, you'll see us running a few night runs, and I was filming, and you'll see me die.
Yeah, I heard a lot of screaming, throwing of keyboards, mice being thrown into the monitor. Yeah. A couple of times it sounded like.
Yeah, there was a few deaths that
I went through a good dozen nights.
Right, but it was fun. I haven't played the night too much, so it was definitely an experience. Shout out to everyone who joined us. It was good times.
Yeah,
there was a GM graveyard.
Was there? Yeah. Oh, yeah, ours. Yeah. So thanks everybody for participating in the night run. It was a really good time, and we hope you join us for more events like this in the future. But looking ahead to the future, what do we have on the table for, our next community event? I know St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so that should be pretty fun here in the old realm.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of things actually lined up for St. Patrick's Day. So keep your eyes peeled for a new package, which will be really exciting. Get some green stuff. Those are actually going to be, placed in the shop so you guys can walk around the Nexus and deck yourselves out in green.
Like dyes and cloths?
Dyes and cloths, that's right.
All the green stuff?
All the green fun stuff. There's additionally going to be this contest going on in the forums where you can actually win a spawnathon for your guild. So, if you guys submit a cool video of you doing pretty much running a dungeon, running a, realm train, whatever it is that you guys do it in green. And, we'll go ahead and award you guys some cool stuff.
So, make it as creative as possible. You want to stand out. Because this is a pretty big prize. We're going to do a spawnathon for your guild.
Yeah.
So we want to see the best videos you've done yet.
Yeah. Make it real creative. Make it stand out, like as Bornox said. We also have the Leprechaun Hunt, both in-game and in the forums, coming up. And you can actually win gold for those. So check out the forums for more details on those.
So there's something going on this weekend? What?
Yeah, if you log in pretty much anytime this weekend, you could claim the free special gift box, which comes with a beer. So, have a beer on us for St. Patrick's Day.
And then include it in your video with your guild.
And we're also going to have a couple of unique special St. Patrick's Day items that we are going to be putting in the shop and in the package. One of them is going to be a green beer, and then we also have a 4-leaf clover that's going to be available with some special stats in it. So keep your eyes open for that as well.
So some of you may be aware that we have a game-changing feature coming out soon. We don't have a definite date on it, so I can't give you that. But I can tell you it's coming soon.
Really soon.
Very soon.
Really soon.
So really very soon.
And what's happened is the pets, as you knew them, they've been in training this whole time. They've been following you around the realm and hanging out with you, but they've been in training. So they're ready now to help you improve your game. So that's what's going to happen. So we have Willem here.
Hey, guys.
And we're going to ask him a bunch of questions all about pets. So, Willem, I want to ask you first, where did this idea of functional pets originate?
Well, this is an idea I had a long time ago, just because, pets were always a really interesting part of the game for me. I always thought it was cool. You can get these kind of custom things. They're a lot artier than the dyes which you have because they really are specifically designed just to be cool looking in themselves. And I was always sad that you couldn't really do anything with them. They followed you around. They were adorable, but they didn't have a function. So I've always wanted to give them a bit of functionality to the game and make there actually like a viable reason for players to want to have pets.
Right.
And to need them. So that's really where it came from. The concepts evolved a lot, but
that's the basic
That's
idea.
Basically, yeah.
Cool. And so how are they going to work? What's going to go down with these pets?
I think this is the first proper explanation that you guys are getting of this.
Yes.
Yep. So
take notes, people.
Yeah, basically, you will be able to get pets. They will be able to be found in the world and purchased in the store. So everyone should be able to get pets. We don't want this to be an exclusive system. They will be in egg form to begin with. And you get to hatch them in your yard, which will be a dedicated location where your pets will live. So you'll have a yard in the vault where that gives you access through your vault, and your pets will be there. You can take one with you at a time, and each pet will have several abilities that are associated with it, which you can then level up and make stronger and stronger. And one of the really cool things about pets is, unlike your player characters, they don't really die. So if you die with them in the field, they'll just return to your pet yard. So it's actually something, they have a much slower leveling up progression, but it'll be something you can kind of constantly be working toward while you're playing the game. So you'll be slowly building up this persistent thing in addition to your normal play session. And I think it's really going to make a massive difference in the game.
My next question is how a player can obtain a pet. Do you know where they'll be dropped or what monsters will be?
I mean, it'll be a similar thing to our gear. You will get them from boss monsters the most. High-level monsters, you'll probably be able to find them at rare intervals in the regular realm, though, as well.
How do you maintain a pet?
Pets they will stay maintained more or less on their own, but you can make them stronger by feeding them. And that's one of the things you do from the pet yard. So you'll take a pet to the feeder object, and you can feed him any item in the game. And depending on how good the item is, it will increase his stats. And yeah.
Get rid of all your junk.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great item sink, and it also, but you also have to weigh. It adds this bit of strategy game because you want to. If you get a really awesome sword, you say, "Do I want to use the sword on my character, or I could feed it to my pet and get a big bonus from it?"
We do have a lot of new vocabulary words. This is kind of like school now. So we've talked about the pet yard. That's where the pets go and stay when you're not using them, correct?
Yes.
And there's actually going to be different tiers of a pet yard. So you can actually expand your pet yard and get it bigger, nicer, paved.
Bigger, prettier.
Water fountains.
And does this mean you can have more than one pet at a time then? Or
Yeah, you can have a lot of pets in the yard. And the bigger yards will give you a lot more space for them. But you can only have one following you at a time.
Hey, you mentioned a feeding device. What's that going to look like?
The feeding device is it's a single device which you can use to either feed or fuse your pet. And I'll go over fusing in a minute, but it'll look kind of like a little terminal.
Okay.
Like a little computer terminal you can interact with. Fusing is how you get your pet to the next kind of cap in its strength. And that cap is expressed through rarity. So the basic pets that you're going to be finding are called common pets. And then from there you can fuse them into an uncommon pet, then a rare pet, then a legendary pet, and then a divine pet. And that rarity level dictates the caps on how strong the abilities of the pet can be. So you feed a pet to increase its ability level, and then you'll hit a cap. And then you can fuse it to allow yourself to get to the next section of ability strengths. But you can also fuse your pet at any time. You don't need to wait till you hit the cap, although it is a better strategy to do that. You'll get a much stronger pet in the end.
And I mean, I know I've seen some of the artwork for all the different rarity levels, and as they get bigger, they get more and more awesome looking.
Yeah, the divine pets, we released a little bit, I think, a couple images for a teaser, but the divine pets are really cool. They make the switch to the bigger sprite size, so they're getting really detailed and really exciting looking. And then also abilities, I didn't cover too thoroughly, but we're really going to try and make a wide range of abilities, and we're trying to get as many out as we can at launch to give you a bit of variety, but we're going to keep putting out abilities. And the idea is that you can really kind of strategize with your pets. You'll have pets with like different loadouts. You'll be like, this is my pet for going in, dealing a lot of damage. This is my pet for a defense state. This is my pet that will help me avoid stat damage, things like that. So the idea is that you can really kind of strategize. You think about where you're going, what you're going to do, and you take an appropriate pet with you.
And they're also going to complement all of your characters, which is what's really cool about it, and the fact that you're going to have that pet yard. So if you log on your priest, obviously you might want to take your pet that has a better attack enhancement to help you. Or if you're going to go out with a knight, it'd be nice to have your pet that helps heal you. Right. So it really does give you that ability to kind of venture out on your own a little bit more. You're not as necessarily reliant on other players, but at the same time, you can get a really strong group of players working together with their pets, and adds just a whole new aspect to doing dungeons.
Yeah, we're hoping that they'll complement the classes and kind of fill some of the holes where some of the more specialized classes had issues because they had very obvious weak points.
So what's going to happen to the old pets?
So the old pets are going to get grandfathered into this new system. So if you have an old pet, then you will know how it works. There's a pet generator, and you stick that in your vault, or you can carry it with you if you want, but generally you stick it in your vault, and then you use it, and that creates the pet from there, and he will follow you around. So once we launch this feature, anyone with a pet will find that the pet is no longer following them. So go back to your vault, wherever you kept that generator, and the generator will now be an egg. And the egg will be for the pet that you had, and you can just take it to your yard and hatch it, and you will have your pet again, and it will be a new kind with abilities.
So all pets that you have right now will be functional.
Yes, it's slightly possible. We're still working out what to do with the kind of unusual pets, like the beer slip, for instance.
Oh, right.
We haven't quite decided how we're going to grandfather those in, but we'll work that out. One more thing that I wanted to go over is that we are really hoping to make these pets be able to make you a lot stronger when you put a lot of effort in. The reason we're doing this is because the next big feature that we're working on is the Elder Realms. And I know that I've said this several times for quite a while. I've been saying this, but we really are. The entire team is on board. We finally have approval from all of the levels required. And we are going ahead on Elder Realms, and we're going to make Elder Realms really hard and really dangerous, and to try and really make a divide so that the really skilled, really strong players go to the Elder Realms, and the new people are kind of getting, playing the game. The normal loop is still there, but we really want to make Elder Realms really different, really separate, and really powerful and strong. And the pets are going to be essential to this because they will help give you that edge that will allow you to survive in this extra dangerous environment.
That sounds super cool.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Willem, for coming in and telling us more about functional pets. We're going to move over to player Q&A now. Thank you for all who submitted questions all about pets. Player Q&A. All right, Buff, you have the first question.
All right, so our first question comes from Domain. What type of pets are there going to be, and will they be dropped at the same rate? If the pets are going to be able to level up, so will they be able to drop at different levels, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. We honestly haven't balanced the drop rates yet. That's something that we need to do during testing, so I'm not sure what rate they're going to drop at. We want pets to be a system that everyone is able to use, so they're not going to be so rare that you can't really get them. We want players to be able to find pets in the world, and we want you to have enough variety that you can expand them well. Oh, and as for variety, it's the same group of pets. The early ones will be many of the same ones because they're grandfathering system in, so you're going to see your black cats and your sea slurps and bats and
the baby?
all and the baby will be there.
Is the baby going to be there?
The baby will be there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. But just for some clarification's sake, so, I mean, pets, they're going to drop at a little bit of a different rate, but let's say for like common, uncommon, rare eggs, those will drop at different rates, though, because of the different rarity of the levels, correct?
Yes, yeah. You're going to see, you're mostly going to be finding common eggs. You will occasionally find better ones. And I don't think that we're ever going to drop the very top level. You're always going to have to level your pet up for that.
I think the next two questions are pretty much the same. Sriracha, if you want to read them both.
Yeah, sure. So this one comes from Badly Named, and his question is, how will pet combinations work? Followed by, which is similar, Slug King. What's up, Slug King? You mentioned something along the lines of combining pets. What effect will that have on individual pets? I wouldn't want to combine a snail with a goldfish and end up with a weird thing and no snail or goldfinch.
Okay, so I touched on this a little bit in my description of pets, but I think I actually didn't explain exactly what I mentioned. Fusing, but I don't think I exactly explained what it was. Fusing is the process that you go through to level your pet up to the next rarity level, and what fusing requires are two pets of the same rarity level of the same family. We're adding like a genus to each group of pets. So there's like feline pets or canine pets or birds. So in order to get to the next level, you will choose two pets. Let's say two birds. And you choose your primary one, which is the one that you're fusing the other one into. And you fuse them together, and then you will get a stronger or next level version of the primary pet that you chose. You can also, at certain levels, pets will evolve. So if you have a bird, it will, at a certain level, when you fuse it, it will evolve into a new-looking bird, a stronger, more impressive one.
So you can combine two different birds together to make one beautiful bird.
One beautiful bird. But you're not going to be combining turtles with birds and things like that. They'll be staying within their families.
Dats and cogs.
Although there are some unusual families that have a lot of variety.
What would you combine for the baby?
The baby is the baby is in the humanoid family.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be seeing a lot of new pets for that because it was really
cool.
Or at least there's some really cool divine pets in the humanoid family. It's one of my favorites. But for the baby is the only one at the common level. So you have to combine babies to get to get to the new one.
To the bigger babies.
The bigger babies. Well, the baby turns into humanoid things.
So it grows, essentially.
It grows. It grows.
So I gotta ask,
gross.
are we keeping the pig?
No, I don't think so. The pig isn't epic enough. We had a divine pet that one of the artists made that was a large pig in the farm family of pets. But I just don't think, when you hit the divine level, you want your pet to be really exciting and really crazy looking and really cool, and the pig just wasn't quite at that level. I'm actually working on another divine pet for that family right now. As you can see, there are some unusual family groupings.
This next question's by Gnobe. How much control over our pets are we going to have? Specifically, will we be able to turn off our pet abilities if they are an offensive pet? This would reduce a lot of headache that is going to come from tomb runs with lots of pets.
So you can't turn the abilities off. You can choose not to level up your abilities, which will keep them weak and infrequent.
Can you take your pet off if you want to run a tomb? And
You don't have to have a pet with you. You can leave them in the yard. And you could also, if you have a pet, you can switch them out for a different one. You don't have to keep just one.
So you have quite a lot of control over
It's just like normal pets, except for now they do things, and there are more of them. And they evolve.
And they help you.
And they have a place they live.
Can you control their behavior? Like, say you wanted your pet to roll with you, but you didn't want him to attack. Would you be able to?
You can't do that currently. So you can, like I said, you can choose not to level them up, which will make their attacks infrequent to the point that if you have a level 1 pet that isn't leveled up, then their attacks aren't going to be happening all the time. You could also take one that just doesn't have attack abilities if you don't want them to do it. You could have one that's just support stuff and solid behind the scenes, if you will, behaviors.
Thanks, Gnobe.
All right, so the next question that we have is from Green Hoot. His question is, will my pets become monstrosities when I combine them? Also, what is this combining feature, and will I be able to undo it?
You cannot undo combining. It's a one-way street. So they will not become monstrosities, or at least I've tried. I've worked very hard to make sure that they don't. I'm trying to make sure that each level of the pet, as they evolve, gets cooler and cooler, and culminates in a divine pet, which is the very coolest. Obviously, you don't have to level your pet up if you don't want. If you want to keep him as a little sea slurp, then you're welcome to.
This one's kind of lengthy. It's a 4-part question.
Ooh.
I'll read the whole thing.
Nice.
Or unless you'd like to answer them in parts, which I think
let's
would be
do
good.
that. Let's do pets.
So, question is from Mr. Meowmer. Okay, my name is Mr. Meowmer. And then in parentheses it says Mr. Meow-mer. And I have a few questions. And in parentheses it says, of course.
Let's just say that's a good job giving us the way to say your name.
Thank you, Mr.
It's
Meowmer.
really beneficial.
I was thinking Mr. Mew-moomer, but that was probably not it.
Thankfully, he included that.
Thank you, Mr. Meowmer. Question 1. Okay. Will previous pets, bought or found, be able to be incorporated into this new pet update?
Oh, we've already
I think we got that one already. 2. After reading the forums, there was a comment about using fame or gold to feed your pets. Is there a set amount of fame gold that will be consumed?
So you will be able to use fame or gold for this entire system. So you're not locked down anyway if you don't want to pay. There's not, the amounts change. We still are nailing that down. And the amounts have to do with like how strong your pet is. So if you've got a really strong pet and you're getting a lot more out of your transactions, then it will cost more. At a lower level, it's going to be cheaper.
Wonderful. Question 3. Will our pets disappear or die if we don't feed them continuously with gold or fame?
No, they'll be just fine.
Cool. Question 4. How much of a boost or buff could we expect from the use of pets?
It can get pretty massive, so it'll take quite a while, but by the end, if you can get them up to the top levels, it will make a massive difference, and it's going to, again, that's what I was saying with the Elder Realms, is it's going to be the thing that makes you, that allows you to survive, I think, especially players with who are still working on their skill.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different types of attacks and abilities, and it will bring a whole new strategy level to how you play the game.
Yeah.
Picking what pet you're going to use and the abilities that pet has is really going to assist you in whatever dungeon you're doing or whatever character that you're playing.
Cool. And he says, thanks for your time and thought. P.S. I can't wait for the new pet update. My 12 pets are going to have more use than making me look cool. Smiley face. That's a cat face, actually.
Yeah, Mr. Meowmer. Yo.
Good questions, dude.
So our next question comes to us from Katana Guy. In what way will they not be like permanent drakes?
Each pet will actually can have up to 3 abilities. So whereas the drakes only have 1, these ones you'll kind of want to strategize as to you'll try and find pets that have abilities that all complement one another. And they also have this big level progression, whereas the drakes didn't. Drakes were not persistent things that you're kind of working on.
The next question we have is from Fetish. The question is, what measures are you taking in order to make sure that the new pet abilities do not become too overpowered, such as a pet that heals like a white drake egg? Also, will pets contribute to your SB damage?
I mean, this is just balancing. We're just going to test it. That's basically how we make sure. We do want them to be able to make you be very powerful in the long run. But again, like I said, it will take a very long time to get there. And we're going to be releasing Elder Realms to give you a place to get beat up.
The other part of the question was, will pets contribute to your SB damage?
Yes, pets will contribute to SB damage, but you have to fight too. So if a pet just kills something on its own, you will not get any points for it.
Zorpox's question is, will the pet abilities be unique to certain pets or chosen from a pool of possibilities? In other words, for example, if I want a healing pet, will I have to get a ghost pet to do that, even if I like the look of a different pet? Will we be forced to pick pets by convenience and not by look?
I like that question.
Every pet will have its first ability will be defined based on the pet that it is. But we also have a lot more pets than we have abilities. So you will not be locked in. Like if you want a healing pet, there will not be just one healing pet. There'll be plenty of healing pets to choose from. And then the abilities 2 and 3 are randomly picked from a pool. So you can, let's say you want a healing pet, you can still get a healing pet, and the healing might just be in ability slot 2 or 3 instead of 1. So you really should be able to get any combination that you want. And then also bear in mind that, if you really want to level your pet up all through the system, you want to eventually be looking at the divine pets because they will evolve. But again, I've taken great pains to make sure that they are all super cool looking.
They are.
No abominations.
Thank you, Zorpox from Zbornox. Tinyen Cat asks, pets, will the vault get an expansion? This is something that many of the people I know and play with would really appreciate, as we have all maxed vaults and no place to store our stuff. So I think this is a really good question. I think a lot of people are going to be asking this. So
eventually, the vault will get an expansion. The pet yard is in the vault, or there's a portal to the pet yard in the vault. So in a way, it's being expanded, but you can't put items there. You can only put pets. You will no longer have to worry about the space that a pet generator takes up. But again, this system, it's going to be paramount that you're feeding your pets with items to make them stronger. So at least until we get you out a bigger vault, now you have something to do with all the items you stockpiled.
Yay! Nice. One more question by Zatyakos. Hi, I would like to know if I will be able to buy cloths and dyes for my pet. Thanks.
Not currently.
Okay.
We do not support that off the bat.
Thanks everybody who submitted a question to our RealmCast. If you have any more questions, please feel free to hit us up in the following places. Our Twitter is ROTMG_news, Facebook.com/ROTMG, our blog on Tumblr, blog.wildshadow.com, and the forums, of course. And hashtag everything if you tweet us, hashtag RealmCast2x3. If you have any questions, please about this RealmCast, please use that hashtag.
And don't forget artist.
Yeah, what's that about?
That's if you got any cool art or poetry or anything like that, you want it to be featured on our blog, go to artist.rotmg@gmail.com and maybe you'll get famous.
Thank you again to Beat Garden for the opening and closing song, Slow Game. If you have any music, make sure you hit up artist@rotmg@gmail.com, especially because I am always looking to feature player-made music. So, with that, thanks for listening.